Hello, hello. Hi, it's Mr. John here. Today I have 10 idioms about happiness. 10 idioms about happiness. Let's take a look. Ready? Number 1, we have happy-go-lucky. Happy-go-lucky. Happy-go-lucky is a person that is happy all the time and does not worry about anything, okay? So, for example, what is that girl smiling about? Yeah, she's all smiling. Oh, Claire? She's just a happy-go-lucky person. That's just the way she is. Okay? Happy-go-lucky. Do you know any happy-go-lucky people around you? They always seem to be happy and lucky somehow. Okay. Number 2. Happy camper. Happy camper. So, remember when we talk about these idioms that you have to use the idiom how it's told? You don't want to change it like happy camping, right? If I say happy camping, oh, I'm actually talking about camping, okay? So happy camper, here's our meaning. Try to imagine someone who is just happy and content in their situation. So, for example, give me a glass of wine and a good book, and I'm a happy camper. So you can imagine somebody in that nice spot, comfortable, without many things, right? Because when you go camping, you don't have tons of stuff with you, right? You have just the things you need. And what are the few things that you need? And you can sit and be nice and comfortable. Maybe a hot cup of tea and some chocolate, a movie. Number 3 is happy as a clam. Happy as a clam. So imagine that clam, mouth open, all happy. Like in some Disney movie, right? Someone who is happy as a clam is currently very happy and looks like they're smiling a lot, right? So, like I said, think about some happy Disney movie clam in the animation. La, 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 la. Example, my daughter was happy as a clam on her birthday. My daughter was happy as a clam on her birthday. Okay. Number 4, happy as a pig in mud. Happy as a pig in mud. So imagine, the pig rolling around in the mud, all happy. So if you see your kids doing something, rolling around or doing or something. Example, when Joy goes to the kids' cafe, she's as happy as a pig in mud, right? Woo, rolling. So much fun at the kids' cafe, huh? Number 5, grinning from ear to ear. So it's like your smile goes from this ear to that ear. Grinning from ear to ear, right? So you look very happy because your smile is so big, right? Example, the whole team was grinning from ear to ear when they won the game. The whole team was grinning ear to ear when they won the game. Okay, number 6, bursting with joy. Bursting with joy, like you're gonna explode because you're so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm exploding with happiness. I'm so happy. You're so joyful and so happy you're exploding with happiness. But again, right, you want to keep it that way, like how I said it. You don't say, I burst with joy, right? Bursting with joy. It's happening, right? I burst with joy. That sounds a little strange, right? So you want to remember to use the idiom like how it's presented, okay? Example, when I got married, I was bursting with joy, right? Imagine that day when you're getting married, you're so happy, you're bursting with joy, right? Good. That's a good one. You can also use this idiom with some irony, especially like when somebody asks you a silly or dumb question like, oh, how did you feel about losing your job? You could say, well, it's not like I was bursting with joy. Okay, number 7. This is a common one. On top of the world. On top of the world. So imagine the world, and then you're standing on top of the world, right? So happy and just everything is great, right? You're feeling great. You have a feeling of happiness to the point of being ecstatic and maybe sometimes touched with some awe, like, oh, wow, amazing, wonderful, great, okay? So if you say I'm sitting on top of the world, that's a little different, right? So that means more like power and boss status, right? I'm sitting on top of the world. But on top of the world, just in general, like for example, all of my life I dreamed of visiting the Louvre. Now that I'm here, I'm on top of the world, right? So happy. Okay, number eight, walking on air. Walking on air. So, kind of like on top of the world, right? But walking on air, like, imagine like that model or super sprint just, you're so happy, it's almost like you're floating, right? Like you're floating, you're walking on air. So walking so lightly, it seems like you're not really touching the ground, you're just kind of floating with this feeling of happiness inside, right? It's good. But again, we never change it. We don't say walked on air, like past tense. That means, okay, they did like some miracle or they were flying, right? So different, right? If you said like, oh, my sister walked on air, like people would think it sounds like she did that literally. So example, the state fair starts today and the kids are walking on air. They look forward to it all year. Right, they're so happy because there's something they've been waiting for, right? Okay, number nine. Have the time of your life. Have the time of your life. Have the time of your life to have a very exciting and enjoyable experience that could be considered one of the best times in your life. But many times people also use it just for fun or to exaggerate something. Like they might say, for example, we had the time of our lives at the karaoke bar last weekend. So it doesn't really mean the best time in your life, but they're just exaggerating it to say they had a great time. They're really happy, right? But you can use it for the really special times too. You had the time of your life, really amazing times, right? Okay, number 10. So also when we talk about happiness, we talk about maybe what you're doing. If you're doing something you love, okay? So this one, number 10, in your element, in one's element, okay? This is to be in an environment or situation which you are naturally matched for and enjoy. When you see somebody doing what they love to do, what they were maybe meant to do, kind of like their destiny, right? You see them, a painter, painting, they're in the zone, right? They're focused, they're in like that flow state, right? They're in their element, like, wow, this is what this person was meant to do, and they really look happy doing it, right? For example, when Sarah teaches about interior design, you can see she is in her element, right? So she's doing something she loves and she's passionate about and that she does well, and that gives her a feeling of happiness. She's in her element. All right. How about you? What are some times when you were in your element? Right? What did you love doing? Okay. Those are 10 idioms of happiness, and I hope you enjoyed them. Hope you can use them in the real world. Take care. See you next time.